Hello, everyone. How's it going? I don't know why I had my hand up like this. Just raise my hand. Hello, everyone. How's it going? We are up and at more development. We had the beta for Bark launched yesterday, as MSwing pointed out. But yeah, go to getbark.app. GETBARC.app. Sign up for the beta. Pretty good about adding people. But yeah, we got quite a bit of feedback that I'm not gonna work on yet. Probably work on it later tonight. Where is GitHub is actually what I want to look at. I did start filing a bunch of the issues. Tagged them all with this support label. So yeah, quite a few issues that people have pointed out. Actually might work on some of these tonight. Yeah, actually I am going to work on some of these. Because some of them are actually pretty important. But then I've got a couple other things that I need to tackle just as part of actually releasing the app. And grab some of those. So I think, yeah, which of these need to happen? I think I want to work on onboarding during this session. So we're gonna click that, and that are all related to onboarding. So we're gonna pull these into the project. And we'll just do a bunch of work around onboarding today. I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I need to make sure that all of these get the milestone. Oh, dang it. So we can continue to track how done we are. We're 65% complete on the Revenue Cat ship a ton milestone. How many what percentage of days are we at in the Revenue Cat milestone? Who knows? I think we're at day... We have a total of 38 days. So given that we have 13 days left, we're at 25 days in. 25 out of 38. So we're actually basically right on schedule. 65%, 65.7% of the way through the time and 65% complete. So let's see if we can smash a bunch of these tinier bugs today. And we use that to get ahead. How's that sound? This has been happening to me lately, that yeah, Alfred just keeps forgetting that Emacs exists. I fixed that on a different machine by switching away from Alfred, although it does look like I've switched back. I may have switched back. Oh, that might have been my work machine. I switched over to Raycast, and then it wasn't interesting enough for me to switch to any other app. But this one. But yeah, it wasn't good enough for me to switch anything else. Anyway, that's a tangent that we don't need to worry about right now. Let's see if we can add some of these pages to here. Error when sharing QR codes. Language around import onboarding is unclear. Page control dots should not be interactive. These are all things that we need to fix. Which one's the easiest? I think... I mean, language around import onboarding is literally just a string change. So let's do that one. I did do some stuff off stream last night to release a new build of the app. Nothing interesting. But well, it depends on your definition of interesting. I cleaned up the design of the manual form, the manual entry form. So when you enter stuff in just by typing the number, let's see if we can build this app. I got that cleaned up mostly because the previous entry form did not allow you to enter a name, which is kind of important. So I fixed that. And then the other thing that I fixed was the telemetry deck integration, which had a particularly bad problem of... Please? Had a particularly bad problem of I entered the black highlighter. Or rather, I copy and pasted the black highlighter app ID. And that's not good. So it was reporting all of my errors to the black highlighter thing as opposed to where it needed to go. But yeah, got those two fixes out. They're good to go. Now we're just trying to build this app for the phone. So I can show you the changes I made. Important. There we go. So here's the new page. What it looked like before. Here, let's full screen it so that we can demo a little bit better. We didn't have the name field, obviously. That was kind of what I was intending to fix. Cancel button was actually just a X up in the top right. We did not have, well, the save button was like a separate button down here. So that was not ideal. So now, yeah, I moved the save button up to the top left, moved the cancel button over to the top, or sorry, moved save button from the bottom to the top right, move the cancel button from the top right to the top left, added the name field, and made it so that you can't save unless you have a name and a actually valid value. I would eventually like to say, hey, you've got like invalid something in here and like actually report why something may or may not be valid, but that's a scope problem that we can deal with later. So yeah, that's the app as we have it now. That got added last night, so this is where we are. But yeah, language around import onboarding is unclear. This is what we're working on. So I had a couple reports in the Discord today, saying basically, hey, onboarding says scan a barcode. I can't figure out how to scan a barcode because you can't scan your phone screen from your phone. That's not what it says. It says to screenshot, but obviously that, you know, is unclear. What do you mean by that? And then somebody else said like, oh, I didn't understand what you meant by screenshot. I thought I had to like screenshot it, save it, and then like go back into the app and open it. And so it was a little bit unclear what I'm actually telling people to do. So I want to expand on the text that I have in there in order to you know, drive people to what I actually want them to test out. We have, yeah, that's import page. And currently, well, let's import onboarding. And then, yep, this, and then that should, well, this is root view. Why did it switch back to root view instead of import page? I think we're going to have to do something similar to what I did with the add page and switch this out to use images. But that's okay. We can do that. do have a thought. Do not call this method directly. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, could we do something interesting? But no. Never mind. Okay, so this is the page right now. You can import barcodes from other apps by sharing them or taking a screenshot. Try it now. Take a screenshot of this page and share it to Bark to add your first code. I get that this is unclear. I'm trying to think of, is there a way to explain what taking a screenshot means? That one I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. With the share it to Bark, I know what I want to do. I want to further describe what we're actually doing here. So what take a screenshot means is obviously that. But then share it to Bark. So I don't know that it is a good chance that people don't know about this. That you can tap on the thing. And then share that. So this is what I want people to do. Is take a screenshot, tap on that, and then share it that way. And I mean, obviously the best way to do this is to show it with a video, but I don't have time to really record a video for this and then get a video embedded in here and then be like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. But I do want to explain. I think I want to explain what I can here and assume that if somebody doesn't really know how this works, then I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this, but I think we can improve what we can, and then maybe in the future we have video, we have something else. So we'll start here with this. Intra import page is the one that we actually want to change. You can import barcodes from other apps by sharing them or taking a screenshot. Try it now. Take a screenshot of this page. Then on the screenshot editor, then tap the screenshot preview in the lower right. On the page that appears, tap the there. Oh yeah, %@ button. And on the page that appears, tap the %@ button. Select and find Bark in the menu. Let's see, I've said that appears now. On the menu, it brings up. On the page that appears, tap the share button and find Bark in the menu it brings up. Tapping the Bark icon will add this code to Bark. Is that better? We'll find out. Yeah, there we go. Try it now. Take a screenshot of this page. Then tap the screenshot preview in the lower right, lower left. Some of us know our left from our right. On the page that appears, tap the null button and find Bark in the menu it brings up. Tapping the Bark icon will add this code to Bark. Yeah. I think this is a better description, at least. It's a start. So now we need to make that actually show the share button. So we're going to go to add page, not add button, add page. We're going to grab something similar to this. So we've got this localized string. Okay. We do actually need to put the %at in here. Import page body %at. Yeah, that's how we want to do that. Boop. Boop. And then this is image page. Oh, not image page, import page. This is going to currently show the plus icon, and then I think it's what's square and arrow up. Yeah, there we go. Tap the share button and find Bark in the menu it brings up. Tapping the Bark icon will add this code to Bark. Cool. I like it. I think this is good. You import barcodes from other apps, so sharing them or taking a screenshot. Try it now. Take a screenshot of this page. Then tap the screenshot preview in the lower left. On the page that appears, tap the share button and find Bark in the menu it brings up. Tapping the Bark icon will add this code to Bark. Yeah. I think this is good. I think this is better than what we had, at least. So yeah, take a screenshot, tap the screenshot preview, tap the button, tap Bark. Let me add one more thing. Screenshot this again. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, okay. I'm a lot happier with this. Let's No, I'm gonna go ahead and build and run this on the phone. Then we're gonna go post it to Discord and ask if that makes things clear. Tried to trash that, but gave up. Did it anyway. Now that is a slight problem here, which is that if you're reading the whole thing, you're gonna scroll down, and then you're not gonna have the barcode at the top. Let me save that. I'm gonna share that with the people who requested a fix. I just think this is a cool enough experience that it's worth getting it right. Like right on onboarding, you can be like, hey, do this. And this is exactly how you add a barcode to Bark. All right. So that's pushed. Yeah. You know what? I want to try one other thing though. Well, that would be too much of a break. I was gonna say what I could do is I could make it so that the barcode is always on screen on this page. But that would require this not being a standard page, which means I have to like pull all the rest of the stuff back out. I don't want to do that. I think again we can try this and see how people react. Maybe this will be improved at least. And yeah, ultimately I want this to be like a video, but I don't have the time to do that. Okay, so that one's done. Language around import onboarding is unclear. All right, next, related to this. When sharing QR codes, when we did that, this doesn't work. So we're gonna fix that. So yeah, we can test this here. In theory, take a screenshot here, do this, tap Bark. Yeah. Whoops. All right, so we're gonna find out what that error actually is, and then fix it. Did we create a branch for this? We did. Okay. All right. So what we want to do here is, I think the first thing that I want to do, and I realized just now, not the thing that I'm doing that's helpful. When we log an error, here, we log event. Actually, maybe we want to do this in error handler. Yeah. In error handler, default handler. Yeah, default handler. Whenever we log an error, I think the other thing that I want to do is I want to, maybe say logger.log. Or logger is our telemetry logger. Event factory.event. Okay. I think what I want to do is I want this to actually write to the log so that I can see it as well, is basically what I'm saying. OS log message, and then this would be event.value. It's not a static string, so that's not going to work. So instead we need to say an at.value. Just at the very least, like something. So that we can actually see our error when we get this error. We're gonna say, go back to onboarding, get started, continue, screenshot, app, share, Bark, unexpected error, and still nothing happened. Unexpected error. Where is this actually being displayed? Because that would imply that we're not actually logging this, which is bad. Share contents. Error view. Error handler.log error module. That calls what should be the default handler. Logger.log. That should log to telemetry deck. Why is it not? When we create default handler, are we correctly talking to the telemetry logger? Default handler. And I feel like we have to be. Default handler. Wait, what? Default handler should init with a logger, which is logging.logger. Okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah, telemetry.logger. Okay, sorry. This should be working. Why isn't it? I was assumed that we're creating this error view with an error. We would have to be, right? No, we're probably not debugging, are we? No, I mean, we definitely are. Oh, dang it. I was looking at the wrong error view. My bad. I was looking at the watch error view, which does have this, but is not currently running. What we need to look at is this error view, not have it. Although, no, we have an on appear here, so no, we should still do it. I mean, it's not where I want that to be, but still, it'd be better than nothing. Like how debug logger does not want to work. Xcode won't posit this breakpoint because it has not been resolved. Resolving it requires that blah, 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 blah. Oh, I know what the problem is. Hold on. This is not running. This is obviously running in an extension. So what we really need to do is look at console and then try that again. We're going to start streaming, and then we're just going to say bark. We're just going to type that into there. As long as anything says bark, then we should be happy. Share. Create image at index. Failed to create image. Okay. That's a start. Oh, Jesus. Really what I want to look for, though, is... com.cocotype.bark.share, but that's probably not really helpful. I mean, yeah, let's filter down to just show process share. What would our event value in this case be? Error. Yeah, I probably should have done at least a little bit more. This might be it, though. Oh, no, this is it. Oh, dang it. I'm dumb. Okay. Hold on. Go back to the default handler. No, go back to telemetry deck. Telemetry logger. And we're going to say percent public at. And then I think also we're going to say telemetry logger logged event.value. Okay. And then that way we can actually just search for telemetry logger. And that'll make our life a lot easier. In theory. I kind of want to see what that means. I want to see if this makes it faster to build and run this. The active scheme actions environment variables. Run arguments environment variables. Yes. Why won't you let me type the letter Y? I don't know that that's going to help anything, but it could be fun. All right. Get started. Continue. Continue. Screenshot. App. Share. Bark. Okay. We should see telemetry logger over in console. Telemetry logger occurred. Telemetry deck error dot occurred. It's not super helpful, is it? Yes, I'm aware that an error occurred. That's incredibly not helpful. Telemetry manager send event.value is a string of name event.value. Do I not use event.info? That seems important too. Manager send event.value. Oh, with event.info. Oh, okay. We're gonna actually turn off the debugger. Makes everything slow. Now what does telemetry logger have to say? Yeah, bark.error.module, bark.error.type share view, error ID cannot create image from data. Okay. So that is back closer to cannot create image. Oh wait, no, hang on. Where is this in here? Because we saw something similar to this. Yeah, create image at index, failed to create image. Could not find plugin for image source. BP list, what? Wait, what? Is this not giving me an image data? What is going on here? Okay. Share contents. That is definitely interesting. Are we not getting image data here? That's okay. That might be the problem. In a screenshot, we may be getting more than what we expect. How do we handle this? Extension input handler? Handle input from extension context. Yeah, in here we say load data for image. Oh, well, no. This is the problem, is that I need to almost... I guess if I run the share extension, maybe this will work. Okay, here. So we're going to close this. We're going to close that. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete that. We're going to build and run the share extension. Except we're not going to launch photos. We're going to launch Bark. See, that might be the problem, is that I tested this entire time with sharing a photo. I never tested sharing a screenshot, and maybe sharing a screenshot gives us different data. Hold on 1 second while this builds and runs. I will be right back. That was not supposed to run on the simulator. Let's try this again. Choose an app to run. Yes, Spark. What the hell is astronomy? Astronomy. Astronomy. No, me. Jeff Boyardee. What is the astronomy app? How do I launch that? Right. Tap, 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 tap. Screenshot. Nope. Both of the buttons. Share. It's interesting that we still don't see that breakpoint. Although maybe it's gonna go now. Yeah, here we go. Okay. What is this data? Is it anything useful? I'm sorry. Hang on again. 1 second. Especially given that this did not seem to do anything. I hit step over and it's just like, nah. Oh, wait, no. Here it goes. No, I said step over, not step into. Okay, we're going to go right here. Also, though, hold on. Load data representation for uniform type. Okay, so that should still be using that, but we're just going to get right into here. Expected value class allowing. What is this data? That's a lot of data. Okay, I will be right back. 1 second. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have data. It's a lot of data. But I mean, I guess that makes sense for a screenshot of this page. It's actually only 97 kilobytes. It couldn't be that bad. But let's figure out how to get that. What is it? It's data as NS data. And then we just copy paste this giant empty block. And guess what? There's actually hex in here. Surprise! Xcode just can't render text. And we find all of the spaces and we replace them with nothing. Bonk. And then we copy and paste all of this into Hexfiend. Boop. And then we go, this doesn't look like a file at all. Yeah, that definitely looks like something. Binary plist. Desktop, we're gonna call this data.list. We're gonna go try to open that up. Presumably an Xcode. Hey, look at that. This is definitely an NSKeyed archiver. Hey, Bitspector. I think the actual first is still up for grabs. If you want to try to get it. There you go. Only 51 minutes in. Somebody finally grabbed first. How you doing? So we found out what our problem is here, which is that if you share an image to a share extension, it's not always image data. It could be a plist file, which is not exactly what we were looking for. But it does look like it might be a UI image in here. So this is, yeah. What are we going to do here? Because basically we said, give us an image. Give us data for an image. And it's like, here you go. Here is data for an image, technically. Wink, wink. Not quite what we were looking for. Yeah, load data representation for image, in this case. And we tried that, and it didn't work. Or it did work. But what it gave us was a plist file. So, not super happy with that. What are we going to do about that? We say image provider load data for image. This is the problem. Okay, so we load data representation for image. We get data. Data is plist file. It's not super helpful for us. We want an actual image here. So I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to do. God dang it. Cleaning out my glasses and they just got worse. I guess what I would want is, I mean, I can try getting it from a UI image. I really didn't want to do this because I wanted this to be available on the Mac as well. Obviously does not have UI image. But maybe I just deal with it. WatchOS has UI image, right? No, I guess it wouldn't. No, I guess WatchOS would not have UI image. Because I think right now all of my stuff is being built for Watch and iOS. Yeah, I don't know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to build this mobile extension input handler. It's going to do the same sort of thing and just give it to whatever. And then we're going to say watch extension input handler. And all that's going to do is just throw an error. Let's actually build that one first because that's easier. Func handle input throws code value. So I guess we need to import foundation and barcodes. Struct watch input extension handler. Func that. Straight up, we're just gonna throw share error dot not implemented on platform. Huzzah! That's all we need to do here. And then our mobile extension handler actually is probably going to be just about as easy because all we're going to do here is just like copy this part. Huzzah! Yeah, exactly. I guess honestly, we just copy and paste all of this one. Put it over here. And then we go, just kidding on this one, and we say this is 9.5. Now does basically a lot less of this stuff. Handle input, and we can just get rid of that. If OS iOS, else if OS watchOS, else and if. So on iOS we say mobile extension input handler dot input. I don't know why this is. Did it put these in the wrong thing again? No, it did the right thing. I don't know why it's not auto-completing. Handle input from extension context. Turn, try, wait. I guess the other fun part is with the watch extension, we actually don't need this to be async. I don't know that that helps us, but it does mean that we can do that. And then the other thing that I want to do is blah, blah, blah. This is not a wait. And then in this case, we're just going to throw share not implemented. Okay, so that handles all of our cases. And then the other things that I wanted to do was just, oops. This is why this wasn't auto-completing. There we go. That makes way more sense. This whole thing, we're just going to say if OS iOS. Oop. And then on the watch, we're going to say if OS watchOS. And if. All right, so that should build for the phone better now. I mean, right now, nothing's going to change. And actually what we want to do is, and the reason for that is because F comes before I. We want to import UIKit, which actually means we don't need to import foundation at all. Okay. Now we have our mobile extension input handler. What I want to do here is input provider dot can load object of class UI image self. That's really what I want to do. And then here, what we're going to say is let data equals try await this would actually be UI image equals image provider dot load. Ooh, load transferable. Well, no, because this was the whole problem. We thought about this earlier. UI image is not transferable. Image is transferable. And I was like, oh, we could use image, but we need a CG image from image. We can't do that because there's no good way to get data back out of a SwiftUI image. Besides, like, literally rendering it. This would have been the way better way to do this. Because then we have Apple handling all of our problems. But no, there's no good way to get data back out of a SwiftUI image. Unless, hold on. I'm gonna try some shenanigans. Because if we can ask for its transfer representation, because it would be transferable, if we can ask for its transfer representation, can we get data out of that? Can we create a CG image from that data? I almost want to try creating a dummy project just to see what happens if I do that. iOS app. Image transferable. Boop, boop, boop. All right. I'm just gonna see what happens. Okay. Hey, look, we've even got an image right here. So we're gonna just say task. I don't know why it needs to be a task, but we're gonna do it anyway. Task image dot transfer representation. No. Image is transferable. Transferables have to have a transfer representation. Oh, transfer representation cannot be used on an instance. That's right. We need image.transfer representation. Okay, now I'm even more confused. Image.transfer representation. Expression of type some transfer representation is unused. We're just gonna dump that. Just run some breakpoints here. iPhone 15 Pro. Kinda at this point just want to see what is in a transfer representation. What does this do? Does it do anything useful that I can figure out? How do I implement transferable? Because this is the other problem. It's like, data representation. Okay, so I can give it a data representation. Transfer representation gives me a tuple transfer representation. I basically just want it to give me yeah, this is the other part that doesn't make any sense. How do I get one for a specific image? Given that I have this image. Okay, so image.transferable gives me a transfer representation. And then I can get that transfer representation. Dot body. But how do I get it for a specific item? This is the part that I don't understand. Init with content type exporting. Okay. So I can create one at that point. Doesn't really help me. Oh, it gives me, okay, so that gives me a function. And then I have to ask it for its function. But I don't think I can get that back out off of a data representation is the problem. I think it keeps that private. Although I have this data representation.body. Okay, what is this? Never. Sweet. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, it looks like I just don't have access to that information. Dang, that would have been a really nice way to do this. Just to just be like, oh, well, give me an image is transferable. And then find me the representation that works with image. And then give me the data from that. Okay, here. Exporting message. Yeah, so that would be how that would be implemented. Yeah, if I could get that back out of transferable, that would be ideal, but I don't think there's any way for me to do that. Unless data representation conforms to something else that I don't understand. No, it's just transfer representation. Transfer representation just means I have an exporting condition, I have a visibility, suggested file name. Not being helpful. I think we decided that this was a never. Okay. Oh, that's never gonna work. Hold up. Try that again. Fatal error. Body should not be called on double transfer representation. Fair enough, man. Okay, whatever. I give up. Okay. Would have been fun. Hey, we learned a little bit more about how transferable representation works, but we unfortunately learned that we cannot abuse that to get data back out of our image. Would have been nice. Anyway, load. Objective class. This is the thing that sucks. I don't want to do that. Because this was the thing that we tried earlier. I wanted this to become async. I think that's a good idea. But I don't think there was any way that we could get it to be what we wanted. Load object of class UI image dot self completion handler image error in print image. We're just gonna do that right here. This becomes any NS item provider reading. This doesn't make any sense here. Why can't I get back this UI image? I want a UI image, not an any something. Load object of class. And then this was the other thing. Is like, okay, there's a obc bridgeable, which is exactly the same type. So that's not really super helpful either. Or sorry, exactly the same signature is the word I'm looking for here. Yeah, this is any NS item provider reading. I don't understand why this would not return to me the type that I want. Load, no, hang on. This one right here. Load object T of class T. Oh, this is the Objective-C bridgeable one. But I also don't understand why this is not, why UI image wouldn't be this. Right? Error type. What is Objective-C bridgeable? Because it seems like some of these work. NS item provider reading. I guess this would be like data, maybe. Although that doesn't seem to be true either. String. Yeah, in this case, we get back a string. So UI image is not Objective-C bridgeable. Boo. Okay. Still want to build my own version of this. Because I feel like it should exist. Oh, let's leave that there. Func load data of load data. What did we decide this needed to be? This needed to be NS item provider reading. Yeah. Of class load class dot type. Async throws load class. We do that. This is what I want this to look like. The beta out? Yes, the beta is out. It is available at getbark.app. You type bang bark. Yeah, it is right there. And we have got quite a bit of feedback already, actually. I was showing this earlier that you click on this. Here's all the feedback that we got. We actually closed one already. Language around import onboarding is unclear. But yeah, got quite a bit of feedback already, so working my way through fixing those up. Only some of them I marked as being done for that. Hey, thank you. And right now we're trying to figure out why one of the things that I wanted to have work in our onboarding doesn't work. And it turns out that we're trying to load some image data. And this image data is not an image. Through your email for the beta sign up, it is test flight. Yeah. Yep. Load data of class, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is giving us a plist file, which is not an image. And then if I try to create an image from it, it's very mad at me. And so that's why this is not working. So we're currently trying to figure out a better way to get this image back out of here. Load data, blah, blah, blah of class. Okay, so I think what we're trying to do is we're wanting to do something similar to this. Except instead of load data representation, we want underscore equals load object of class. Yeah. And then this is going to be load class.self. And then we get our completion handler. And then we get loaded object error in. This is where things are going to be a little weird. The first thing that we need to do is, yeah, we basically just need this. If let data equals, sorry, if let, if let, we're going to say object here instead of loaded object. Object, if let loaded object equals object as load class, then do that. Else if let error, else, boom. Okay. So we're going to try this instead. Resume returning loaded object. Resume throwing error. Resume throwing. I think this should work the way that I want it to. Does that build? Yes. Okay. So then I think this is what we want here. Image provider. Okay, so this is going to be try await image provider dot load object load. Oh, whoops. Object of class. Yeah, there we go. UI image dot self. There we go. Okay. So then guardlet CG image equals UI image dot CG image. Heck yeah. Okay. Let's see if this works. Hopefully this works better than the last one that we tried. If it doesn't, I don't know what we're going to do. We go back into our onboarding, tap through till we get to this page. This page is the one that says take a screenshot of the page. You can take a screenshot, and tap share, tap bark. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't know if I actually tapped it, but now we should have a breakpoint, so I'm gonna try again. Looks like it is actually doing something this time. It's no maybe. What I should have done is put a breakpoint there. It's almost like the phone is completely frozen right now. Not responding to any touches. So I'm assuming it's doing something. I just don't know what. There we go. Something going. Unexpected error. Telemetry deck error occurred. No image providers. Interesting. None of the providers can load an object of class UI image. Now I'm even more confused. Banging your head against something similar earlier today? Do you have an answer? I would love help on why is this just giving me a P list, and if it is giving me a P list, why can't I do anything useful with it? Sore head and a loaded dodgy code. Basically what this is giving me. This is giving me this plist file. It's an NS keyed archiver of something, which has all of this data in it, which I'm assuming that this is some kind of useful image data. I don't know. Let's find out. What is this? This is definitely a PNG. So this is input.png. This is presumably something useful. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So why doesn't mine look like that? Sorry, that was Simpsons reference. I mean, presumably we have an input provider, right? I love LDB. How many dozens of hours, not dozens, hundreds, thousands of hours are wasted in this world just waiting for LLDB to give me the data that I want? There we go. Okay, look. Okay, so we have an NS item provider, and it says that it will give me an image. An image of some kind. But presumably that input provider cannot load a UI image. Here's our first input provider. We're gonna wait another 1.5 years for this to tell us anything useful. I really should have just gone ahead and typed the whole can load object line here, because we're going to wait forever for this to run, and then we're going to have to immediately type something else. This is just going to give us that one element. We know what this is going to give us. Hey, look at that. Okay. Can load object of class UI image.self. And we're expecting this to return false. Why, if it's giving us a public image, can we not load a UI image out of it? God only knows. Yeah. Curiously, I kind of want to try doing it anyway and see what happens. Theo input providers dot input providers 0 load object of class UI image.self. Like, what happens if I try that anyway? Async function in a call that does not support concurrency. I'm sure that this won't actually work. Can't do that in LLDB. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop. We're gonna just comment out this line. These lines. Let image provider equals input providers 0. Because we've already guaranteed that if we got past this point that we have one. We're just gonna run that and see what we get. Hey, Ankuro Baroy. Yes, working on a app that saves and stores barcodes. I'm currently trying to figure out why it doesn't save. You know what I did not do is set any breakpoints. That would have been nice. I think we got time though. We're just gonna sit here and wait for the debugger. Probably I should stop trying to use the debugger and just log stuff. Do good old printf debugging. Okay. So we're gonna try this and see what happens. Really, yeah, honestly, we should just continue. Oh my god, I'm just gonna kill it. Die. Give up. Give up on everything. This debugger is so slow. What? How do I tell it not to debug this? Don't attach the debugger. No matter what. Because this is like, do you want to debug whatever app you launch? And the answer is definitely not. We don't want to debug photos or whatever we attach to. What I'm confused by is like, how can we tell it not to debug what it actually launches? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a dump UI image in here. And we're just going to build and run. And hope that, well, we get something a little bit faster than just sitting here and waiting for forever. I mean, what I'm expecting to see here is an error log. It just doesn't work. Oh, I guess we would have to see that in console now. No, maybe not. I'm also wondering if maybe our problem is what we request. So yeah, this is still gonna just take forever to actually launch the stupid thing. That's why I want to be able to tell it to not debug the actual scheme when it launches. Sorry, not the scheme, the extension. But I don't know how to fix that. You know what I mean? Okay. NS item provider error domain -1200. Presumably this is, I don't have that. I want to know if that error tells us anything useful. I don't think it's going to, but you never know. Meanwhile, I'm going to look up. There's a way to disable this thing. In Xcode, is there a way to tell the scheme not to debug an extension that is launched from another app similar to the debug executable checkbox, but for a share extension, not for the main executable launched by the game. Wow, I misspelled the word scheme, but oh well. No, I agree. That's not quite what I want, I'm pretty sure. Telling me to do that, to select my scheme, but that's not a thing. Yeah. Claude tells me to file a radar. God damn it. Oh god, I'm actually taking a screenshot of this whole thing. Hold on. I need to send this to people. This is too goddamn funny. Sorry about that. It's like I've got to send that to people. That's too funny. Okay, so I can't get a UI image out of here. Oh, we haven't actually tested this part. Can't get a UI image. I can get image data, but the image data is not actually an image. Plist. There's got to be a way to do this. I know that apps share information from playlists all the time, or from screenshots all the time. If I send this to messages, it's definitely not attaching a playlist. So what, especially given that that plist clearly seems to indicate this is a UI image. I don't know where in here that information is, but I expect it's in here somewhere. Class name, classes, UI trait collection. That's not really helpful. UI image configuration. UI image. UI image. And it's on. I mean, I guess I can turn back to the LLM and ask again. Wasn't sure what you were working through, but a nice side benefit to seeing you type it out to the AI actually helped me understand your current state. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. Is like I'm trying to get when I share from a screenshot, I need an image, which you would think would be the default. But what's happening is was originally saying, give me image data. And if I share from the Photos app, I get actual image data. However, if I share from a screenshot, even though I'm asking for image data, it's giving me a plist file. And that plist file seems to be what's called NS Keyed Archiver, which is an old way of getting data, storing data in Objective-C. And that's fine if, when I then said, give me a UI image, it gave me a UI image. But that doesn't work either. It's just saying like, no, this isn't a UI image. To load the data for the public.image UTI, which is what I'm doing. Once you have the data, check if it's actually a binary plist as you mentioned. If it is a plist, parse it to extract the actual image data. I mean, I could do that. I definitely don't want to do that. Print out the available type identifiers from the NS item provider. We did do that. That actually is public.image. If you can, examine the contents of the plist to understand its structure. It's NS Keyed Archiver. I mean, I can use NS Keyed on Archiver. It just seems like that's silly. Like, it seems like I'm missing something obvious. It is the problem here. Let's go look at our share extensions plist and see if that gives us anything interesting. Because yeah, what we say here is supports image with max count. Okay, that's not actually helpful. Image from a URL passed by a share extension. That's not right. Okay, so this right here is saying extension context and input items as an extension item. So it's getting the input items, and then for each item, It's just logging the type identifiers. Okay, that's fine. Select extension item in input items. Interesting to figure out what that is. Input items dot attachments. Ooh, I don't think I'm doing that. Am I? Because input item. Oh, no, I totally am. Never mind. Just kidding. Okay, so then we get our attachments. Item providers. Typed item providers for item providers. Build attachments for typed item providers. Okay, so I think I would want to look into what some of these do. Typed item providers and then build attachments. What is typed item providers? Or typed item, type identifier, enforced data type identifiers. So this is GPX. That gets forced to data. Otherwise, if it's in this, which image is, then try image instead. So this is returning a typed item provider of type image. Okay. What do we do with that? Candidates equals try item providers map. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So it is getting us a typed item provider in candidates. Is typed item provider type defined in the repo? Yeah, I believe so. That's right here. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is it doing with these things? Because this is the entirety of this right here, I think. Yeah. This isn't really doing anything useful in here. So I guess it's really this build attachments that I care about. Build attachment for typed item provider. Switch image. Some apps send a usable file to us and some throw a UI image at us. The UI image at us can come either directly or as a BP list containing the NS key to archive or output of a UI image. So I guess they are straight up doing it. Try attaching the image from a file so we don't have to load the image into RAM in the common case. Try to load an image directly in the case that that is what is sent over. Try to NS key.archive NS data directly into a UI image. So yeah, apparently Signal is doing exactly that thing that we said. Then I was like, this is dumb that we would have to do this. But apparently the answer is this is dumb and we do have to do this. Load object with keyed unarchiver fallback. Load object with, okay, so that is definitely something that is defined somewhere else. So I guess we would go back to the data. But then the other problem is we would have to, this is dumb. This is dumb. This is just dumb. Where is that thing defined? Here. Load object with keyed unarchiver fallback. Guard item provider can load object of class T self, else throw cannot load error. In this case, that's not what's happening. Oh, catch. Okay. So then in a catch, it tries getting that data. So it gets the data and then does that. Yeah. I'd hope that someone extracted some nice abstraction over this build attachments logic. Yeah, this is very over the top for what I need. But I think this is closer to what I need. So I think what I need to do is just be silly. And just really what I need to do is I just need to say, okay, we're going to go back. This is just, I hate this so much. This is what's going on here. What did we have here originally? Has representation conforming to type identifier. Type identifier is a string. What did we have here originally? Input provider dot registered content types that conforms blah 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 blah. Yep. So assume that we have an image. We do this, we do that, then we get that. Okay, so then we want to load the data. So I think what I want here is load CG image from, no, just load CG image. Async throws load class. Sorry, CG image. In which case, this could actually just be a var. Var CG image. CG image. Get async throws. I don't like where this is going. Yeah, let's stop for a second. CG image. What did we previously have here? Let's go back to that one again. We had CG image from data. Yeah, okay. So this is what we're gonna do here. In that class, CG image extensions. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're gonna say image from archive data CG image this would almost be if let that else if let equals image from archive data CG image return nil. Let's return nil. Something like that. So in this case, we're going to try unarchiving a UI image and then getting its CG image. Okay, so let's go see what they have over here. NSKeyed unarchiver, unarchived object of class t.self. Okay, this is just over the top. We're gonna say NSKeyed. Okay, so let result equals try NS keyed archiver. Archiver? Unarchiver. Unarchived object of class UI image from data. Oh geez, what all have we done wrong here? Is that it? No. Errors thrown from here not handled. Yes, I agree. Do match. You know what? No, this throws. Throws. CG image. Regular CG image. Throws. Regular CG image. Get rid of that. Get rid of all that. Get rid of that. Hurrah. Okay. Why is this man? Oh, because this could be not optional. This is what I want. Let result equals that. Okay, so we have our result. It's a UI image optional. Return result dot CG image. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That way we actually bubble up the error if we have it. Helpful. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I know that doesn't. This is. We already discovered that part. Edit scheme. Arguments. No. Run. Info. Not this one. Gonna run bark. Do not debug that executable. You just want to run it. Oh, could not coerce an item to class UI image. Interesting. Okay. Let's try it now. We just sit here and wait for LLDB to realize that we actually did do something. Hey, thank you for the follow, Ankur Oberai. Not sure why the sound didn't work, but thank you for the thing. Oh, it's because that didn't work. There we go. There should have been like a noise when you followed, but people love it when I do the noises manually. You'll take it? Nice. I don't think I ever like stopped and wondered what the heck that this thing said. Absolutely right, and your instinct is spot on. This situation does seem unnecessarily complicated. Nope, but it turns out it really is just that unnecessarily complicated. Oh, you know what? I bet that this did. No. Okay, hey, it worked. Very slow. But that's just LLDB for you. But it did work. Okay. That was obnoxiously difficult. But it did work. I'm choosing to call it good. Where's Emacs? Why? Wow, did you see that it like eventually it figured out that it was there? It just like had to sit there and stare at it long enough, and then it's like, oh yeah, Emacs. Oh yeah. I do have that app. What all did we change? Was that Raycast? No, but I'm considering switching to Raycast because that's what I did last time that this was bothering me. That is Alfred. What was going on there? Yeah, I guess I can comment out that thing that I added. Where was that? NS item provider extensions? NS item provider extensions. We built this whole thing and then didn't use it. This is not going to build right because this needs to be if OS, iOS, and if. Yeah, basically the problem would be if we come into here and we say build this for the watch. Prior to that, that would not have built. But let's double check that it builds before we commit. Oh no, okay. I mean, this would all have been a problem beforehand anyway, so. Clearly we had it working correctly. So, oh well, let's just commit it anyway. You know what we didn't test? Was making sure that we didn't break it from like photos. Let's try that. Where is photos? Oh, that's two of them. That's never gonna work. Yeah, okay, so it still works from there. Okay. It's all good. Oh, and a pull request? Okay, pull request. Enable auto merge. And then we go watch the build. While we wait for that, what are we doing next? We fix that. Fix that. Do the onboarding prompts. Page control dot should not be interactive. I don't have a whole lot of time left. I have 45 minutes, but to say, I think the onboarding permissions prompts might be bigger than I have time for. Page control dots should not be interactive might be smaller than I have time for. Then I'm just like, leaving early? Who wants to do that? Not me. Watch was never in scope anyway. I don't know why your message didn't show up. Or did it and I just can't read. Watch is in scope. There actually is an Apple Watch app. Right now. It works. Watch, if I, I mean, does this one actually have a thing? It does. Park watch? Ah, dang it. I don't know if this is going to be synced right, but here, let me just open up the one that I have on my phone, which I do not. Let me open up the one that I have on my other test watch. Which is also not showing up for some reason. Let me keep trying. Let's just touch enough stuff until it actually works. Watch. Park. There we go. Finally. Jesus. Well, it's currently saying no barcodes, which is probably a thing that I should fix, but in theory, at least, there's an Apple Watch app. I've had it working before. Something else to look into, I guess. But yeah, there is actually an Apple Watch app. I had it working just the other day because I tested it at the actual grocery store. It was working fine. I tested it on this watch, not the other watch, but now that watch doesn't seem to have the app installed at all. I don't know how that happened. But I did have it working. Anyway, I give up on this, so we're gonna... I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna double check that this built. Everyone sharing QR codes. Yep, it did. It's done. Great. Perfect. And then I guess we're gonna go make sure that we have page control ads not being interactive. And then we're also gonna say Apple Watch sync? Question mark? I don't know. This actually might be related to one of the other bugs that is in support, which is 84. Basically, maybe when the library adds something, it's not refreshing the main page. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not seeing that. Because even if that were the case, a reboot of that app should have fixed it. And I've rebooted that app multiple times now, and it's not fixing it. I don't know why we're not seeing it. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, too many problems, not enough time. Let's fix the page shots. I just sit here and wait for Emacs to show up. Yeah, there we go. Did I even have the I didn't even create the branch for the other one, did I? I did. Okay. Oh, it's actually in fact already there. Delete some of these other branches. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Where were we? We were at yeah, page dots. Standard page is where we have that. We have this page control here. So basically what we're saying, I think, is I'm even more confused by this. Page control. Oh, I'm an idiot. Never mind. Just kidding. I had to build my own page control. That's why that doesn't work. Page control, we would need to tell it. Yeah, this would almost need to have a binding on it in order for that to work. What we're wanting to say is that like this doesn't do anything. Maybe all I really need to do is like page control dot user interaction enabled is user. Is user interaction enabled? Is user interaction enabled? Oh, I know why this isn't auto-completing, because we're not in the right module. Onboarding. Problem is, I think that will still be available to accessibility stuff, and I don't really want it to be. Might not work the way that I want it to. We'll find out. Okay, do not debug. Thank you. We're gonna go into the onboarding, get started. The problem was I don't think we want to support landscape in this app. I did not realize that we were supporting landscape in this app. Hey, that looks surprisingly good for not even okay, that looks terrible. Yeah, disable landscape support, which is a thing that I did not realize we even had. Okay, let's try that again. Get started. So the problem was, yeah, you were able to tap these dots. Now you cannot, which is good. But my concern is, I have to unplug it in order to do this. Oops, that's the wrong button.
Voiceover on. Arc. Tag onboarding. Image. Voiceover off. Voiceover on. Doc. Arc. Arc. Tag onboarding. Image. 9. V1. Location. After adding a code. Give it a name to help you remember it, like page 2 of 4. Adjustable. Page 2 of 4. Page 2 of 4.
So it says adjustable, but you can't actually adjust it.
Page 2 of 4. Page 2 of 4. Page 2 of 4. Voiceover.
Trying to think of how to fix this. I think we should be able to just subclass UI page control. And that should be fine. So let's actually private class non-adjustable page control. UI page control. Bloop. And then these just all become non-adjustable page control. And all we're doing here is giving ourselves a new init, super.init. I'm hoping that works. Actually, you know what I need to do is just... I don't know if that's going to be its designated initializer or not. Hoping it is. Method must be declared private because its parameter uses a private type. Not private. Here. All right, so that does that. And then I think the main thing that I want to do is I just want to say accessibility traits dot remove adjustable. And then also is user interaction enabled is false. We'll put that in there. And then all of the rest of this stuff. Actually, you know what? Got the colors and stuff too. Oop. All of the rest of this stuff here is related to the state of it. So I want to leave that there. This just sets up the control itself. So yeah, let's try that. See if that makes it any better. I also do need to do an audit of this app for accessibility purposes. I'm not done yet. I can do that on stream at some point. Because while I've tried to keep accessibility in mind the entire time, you know, haven't actually tested it in a while.
Voiceover on. Park. Kako type. Remove map pin. Apple Park. Button. Park. Button.
Okay, those seem fine. How do I get...
Toolbar. Add. Button. Scan barcode. Button. Scan. Add. Park. Barcode. Settings. Button. Activate to dismiss pop-up window. Button. Welcome to. Thanks for. Skip tour. Get started. Get started. Continue. Button.
Yeah, this needs to switch to the header every time, but...
Continue. But page 1 of 4. Adjustable.
See, it says adjustable
Swipe up
still.
or down with one finger to adjust the value.
It should not be adjustable.
Page 1 of 4. Page 1 of 4.
It shouldn't be adjustable here. We made it this non-adjustable page control, and we told it to remove adjustable.
Page 1 of adjustable.
I'm sorry that you can't see it right now. I have to have it unplugged because my thing does not give me audio. So if I want voiceover audio, I have to have it unplugged.
Settings. Button. Setting. Get started. Get started. Continue. But. Page 1 of 4. Adjustable.
Interestingly,
Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
you'll see here that this did not call init. Like, oh, well, no, never mind. I'm dumb. I have to check the debug executable box.
Page 1 of 1.
That's my bad. I'm just kind of a moron. If you uncheck the thing that makes it adjustable or debuggable, the debugger doesn't work. Because what I want to see here is what are our accessibility traits? What are the accessibility traits before we create them and then also after we create them? And why are they acting like they're adjustable even when they're not? This is my question. Even though we have said that we tried to remove the adjustable. These are my open questions. What is it before? What is it after? If it's removed after, why are we still seeing it say it's adjustable? I guess the implicit question is, are we using the non-adjustable page control at all? The last and final question is, are we ever going to actually see this app launch, considering LLDB is slow and terrible? There we go. Jesus criminy. Still has not actually finished launching yet. But it is at least logging things. There we go, finally. No, still not responsive yet. One of these days, we will actually get to see if this works. Still not working.
Voiceover off. Voiceover on. Voiceover off.
Yeah, no, it's still completely non-responsive, even with voiceover off. I rotated it, and it's just like not rendering. LLDB, why are you the way that you are? Just sit here and watch this. And maybe when it renders sideways, it'll actually be responsive to touch. Like, I see it logging all of this stuff. That's not even rotating back. I don't know why it's so slow. Really, I feel like I should just give up and just go to printf debugging. Kill this. And now it's alive. They killed it. I mean, this is a bummer because what I really wanted is I wanted to be able to pause it and run the view debugger and see, like, at a later time, is its accessibility trait still something dumb? But because this is so slow, like, I can't do this. Whereas meanwhile, if I turn off the debugger, watch what's gonna happen. Like, we got the app, it's launched right now, but it's gonna have to reboot after it installs it. Yeah, okay, so we're back at the home screen. Booting up. Done. Responsive. Immediately. I'm gonna hit the button. Look, here's our values. 0. Presumably that means it has no accessibility traits, which is strange. Now, would I be able to find out what it is now that it's actually on screen? No, of course not. When is it getting these accessibility traits? What is it doing? How do I figure out what this is? Who knows? I'll try plugging it in and see if that makes it any better, but I don't know if you've noticed. I'm a little bit grumpy at LLDB today. Okay, here's what I'm gonna try. We're gonna attach it. We're gonna let it not be attached. Sorry, we're gonna plug in the phone. We're gonna let it not be attached to the debugger. We're gonna boot it up, and then we're gonna try to attach the debugger after the fact and see if that helps. Doubt it, but okay. We're gonna launch this. We're gonna hit get started. And now, at this point, see, we've already printed out these, so we know it's using our code. We know it thinks that there's just no accessibility traits on this at all, which seems wrong. But we're gonna see. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the debugger, attach to process, Bark. It is now attaching to Bark. What we should see is that eventually this pops up down here. In theory. Or it could not do anything. I like how this thing up top just keeps growing, connecting more and more things, but none of them are actually attaching the debugger. Oh no, it is attached. I just had my phone in the way. Never mind. Memory limit has been deactivated by. Okay, that's fine. Deactivated by the view debugger. That's okay. We're okay with that. Now, can you actually show me the view debugger? Maybe. God, I hope this works. Who wants to bet that Xcode just crashes instead? Please, nobody actually make that happen. I will be sad. I will rage quit the stream. Yeah, I am intentionally trying to debug the view hierarchy. I mean, I guess in theory I could do this on simulator. Which would obviously be faster. But you can't really do voiceover well on the simulator. It's just... This is the problem. You have to decide whether or not you want accuracy or speed. Or neither. You cannot have both. Both is not an option. Bark, 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 bark. Simulator. Device is connected via USB. Yep. So what we're wanting to look at here is this. So I just realized that this is the thing. There is a watch paired to that device. That would explain why things have been slow lately, is because it's when I finally added the watchOS support. So maybe that's the problem. It's just, it's still annoying. Also need to add a launch image. Okay, we're gonna try the view debugger here now. Debugging on the watch is slow and bad. I agree. We're not currently trying to debug on the watch, so it should be less slow and bad. This is my problem. We shouldn't have that issue right now. Okay, so here's our non-adjustable page control. What I'm trying to find is, yeah, this is our, if I hide this, might be worth unpairing until you need to run watch code. So I don't think it's the pairing versus unpairing. It might be, I don't know. Hey, Mono, how are you doing? Okay, so right now this is saying our page control is not an accessibility element, which is silly. Of course it's an accessibility element. That's the whole reason we're doing that. It's Friday. Nice. What does this say? Okay, page control indicator content view. Is like one of these an accessibility, like is the sub view of one of these an accessibility element? And this is why it's not working? Because I said the thing is not an accessibility. Because I mean, clearly something is an accessibility element here. That's the whole problem. You know what we're gonna do next? We're gonna kill that. We're gonna go launch the accessibility inspector. See if we can figure out what the heck on here is causing problems. Tell me why. You tested Bark on Mac? I saw. I logged all of the things. I did not put your thing in the like pre-launch issue. Okay, look right here. Look. Why does this one say adjustable? The view debugger does not say adjustable, especially given that I have explicitly said don't be adjustable. No adjust for you is what I want. I want it to be no adjust for me. The problem is it is adjust for me. I want it to stop being adjust for me. I have a theory. Given this, I have a theory that is coming from here. Okay, never mind. I no longer have a theory. Just kidding. I'm gonna try my theory anyway, even though I think it's not accurate. You actually only have one feedback other than Mac issues? Hit me. Accessibility remove traits. Adjustable. No, okay, cool. Accessibility remove traits. And then the traits are accessibility traits. Accessibility traits. Shift UI. Where's adjustable? Manual QR entry should disable autocorrection or whatever. Try to add. Yeah. So I've gone back and forth on that because a QR code can have whatever. Because I was like, oh yeah, you know, most QR codes are going to be URLs. But maybe I should make a URL. But so that's my concern. I get what you're saying, but I've gone back and forth on that. I will take it into consideration. Is the more appropriate thing to do here to just make it actually accessible, or not accessible, but adjustable? Is that the actual answer that we want here? Just get rid of all of this, turn this into a binding. The problem with this being binding is that I would need this to change. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do this. I've got 7 minutes left before I have to leave. I would need that page index to be bound all the way back up to the top of the view, which is what, our onboarding view. That would need to change this. I don't think I can do that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there. I guess the ultimate fix is to just make that page control actually work. You know, the other alternative fix is I just get rid of the freaking page control. Let's do that. Let's get rid of the page control. That I can do in 0 amount of time. Hurrah. You want to complain about how my page control is actually accessible? Just get rid of the page control. Similar. I'm like looking at the phone like, why isn't it rebooting? No pages. No pages for you. Good enough. All right. We're just gonna say remove the page control. I'm gonna undo all of the changes to this file. We'll file a new issue that is like re-add the page control, but not interactive. Yeah, I was saying, Mono, yeah, I added all of these to tickets, so I've got yours. I actually split yours up because you had like 2 things in one. Location buttons render weird on narrow devices. Yes, they do. And what was your other one? Current location button crashes the app. Location's unavailable. Both of these are true. I need to fix them. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight. Well, at least for the next several hours. But yeah, I'll be back online later. We can, or sorry, I'll be back online eventually. I don't know when. Maybe it's after I am gone later today. It's game night tonight is basically what's happening. I'm gonna go play board games with people. Afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. The other was the right button just opens an error pop-up on the Mac. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go play board games, and then maybe afterwards I'll be back online. Maybe not. It depends on how late it goes and how much energy I have after that point. What game? It is a game called Frosthaven, which is a sequel to a game called Gloomhaven, which is basically D&D for people without creative writing skills. It's very fun though. That makes it sound lame, but it's basically yeah, like a combat focused D&D, but with actual pieces and stuff. And it's just the things all set out for you. There's not very much role playing. It's just, yeah. Go ahead and report it. But yeah, here's some like pictures of it. This is not it. That's not it at all. That's not what this game is. This is not Frosthaven. Or at least if it is, it's somebody who's very made a custom version of Frosthaven. This is Frosthaven. Yeah. I'm gonna go play that. And yeah, I may or may not see you. I will see you in some number of hours. That other number of hours may be closer to 24. It may be closer to 8. Who knows? We'll find out. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Go join the beta if you haven't already. Have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.